Hello and welcome. My name's Amanda Godfrey. I am from Mystical Dragon. We are a mystery college and store that is based in Seaford, Victoria, Australia. And I am a White Witch and the college principal here at Mystical Dragon. And I just wanted to do a short video just talking a little bit about the energies that I can see are coming for us in 2021. So first of all, Happy New Year. I hope that your new year has started well. I know for me, I always like to start each year by doing a little bit of tuning in. I often lay some cards and just kind of ask for guidance around what the year ahead has kind of got in store for us, to get a little bit of a sense as to what energies to be focused on working with for the year, what energies will be helpful for me for the year. And I usually also ask for some guidance. What should I share with others? What would be helpful to share with others for their year ahead as well, for that kind of general sense for the year? And so I've written an article which I have shared on Mystical's website and also on our Facebook, and I thought I would create this little video talking about the same thing essentially. So first of all, 2021 is a 5 universal energy. So from a numerology perspective, every year we have like a general energy that comes through, which is called a universal year. And that's a general energy that everybody works with across that year, on top of other personal energies that we have that come through with numerology as well. But the universal energy is 5. So 5 can be some of its themes can be around freedom, can be around being very social, having a lot of fun. It can also have a strong theme of change, and 5 energy can bring a bit of chaos with it as well because of that change. It's not always smooth change that comes through with 5 energy. So I'm not here to frighten you. We want to look at the positives. It's always good to understand that this is an energy that we will probably be dealing with this year, and then look at, well, what are some of the ways we can best kind of approach that energy to help smooth the way if it's going to be a little bit challenging. So I would suggest to you that with this 5 universal energy, there is going to be quite a bit of change, quite a bit of transition. And I really strongly get the sense that there is a lot of energy that's already being released, and that really started last year. I mean, we've had a lot of change with COVID in and of itself. So I feel like that change is still kind of coming through at the moment. So we'll still be dealing with that through 2021. So there is a lot of change, but there's also a lot of new energy that's coming through as well. So it's really positive if we can focus on embracing the changes and embracing the new energies and working with them in a positive way. So looking at the opportunities that might be presenting to you in your own life this year, and doing your best to work with those in a positive way. And really, always when it comes to things like change and new opportunities, kind of, check in with your own intuition, check in with your gut, how this feels for you, how you should be approaching that particular opportunity. So it's not to say that you have to embrace every single opportunity, but certainly we want to look for the positives in the changes, especially the changes that we don't have any choice about. We want to look at the positives and how to work with that opportunity or that change to the best of our ability. So with 5 energy, we really want to try and be a little bit fearless in approaching opportunities and change and new beginnings that come through. We want to try and have some focused commitment. So especially if you're deciding, no, I need to make this change. Perhaps, work needs to change because what was, your way of working, it doesn't work for you anymore. You need to bring in some change. So trying to be a little bit fearless, trying to be committed to any changes that you decide to make this year and following them through. You may find that you need to have some strong boundaries this year, but try to be strong. try to be assertive without being rude, and try your best to be really fair for everyone involved. So for yourself and everybody that's involved. So stand in your truth as best as you can this year. Know also that 5 can have a tendency to, we can have addictions that can get a little bit out of control if we're not careful. We can find that there can be quite extreme behavior that comes through with 5 energy. So if you know for yourself that perhaps that can be an issue for you, then know your limits and just, keep an eye on yourself. Put things in place to help you stay in control of that as well, because that 5 energy can kind of have a tendency to push our buttons in those areas as well. But there is also that freedom and that social and that fun side that comes through with 5. So we will certainly find that we have a lot more freedom this year, that we should be having a lot more fun. There's a lighter energy that comes through with this 5 energy than what we've experienced last year in the 2020 energy. Now 5 is also a number that is connected to Goddess or Set, who's more commonly known as Goddess Isis, who I've got just here. And so this is her sacred number. So this is a goddess that's very close to my own heart. I really love and adore working with Set and work with her every day. But I'm also guided that not only should we work with Goddess or Set this year, but that this is a really powerful year to work with all Mother energy and Goddess energy. So that's like your Mother Mary, Kuan Yin, Goddess or Set, Aphrodite, Freya, all of that feminine energy, all of those beautiful divinities that you might already work with. This is the year to really make sure you are connecting to them, that you're calling them in, that you're doing work with them, and even just speaking to them. So, call them in, ask them to help you with the path ahead, ask them for their guidance, ask them for their healing, ask them for their blessings. And of course, don't forget to thank them as well as we're calling them in. So it's always good to have that gratitude connection as well, and thank them for the guidance and the blessings and the healings that they are bringing through. It's important to know, yes, they can bring miracle solutions. Yes, they can bring these wonderful magical fixes, but sometimes that's not what's needed for that situation. So do know that sometimes it might just smooth that way out or a little bit easier. It might show you a whole nother path, or it just may help to take some of that anxiety away, and that might be the way that it smooths the direction out a bit for you. But certainly is worth, the more that you connect with divinity and call on them, the stronger that connection becomes, and the more that you will hear them and be guided by them. So do know that. So keep calling them in, especially across this year. I'm also really guided to talk to you on a numerology level. 2021 is obviously made up of also the numbers 2 and 1. And those numbers have some connection as well for this year. So the number 1 is connected to leadership and forging our way ahead. And it's got a real strong new beginning energy with it as well. And the number 2 is very connected with teamwork, cooperation. It's not about working solo, but working with others. It's also got an energy of diplomacy as well. So it's really important to pay attention to these energies as well. They may not come through to a stronger degree as the 5, but certainly we've got that new beginning energy coming through again. And it's about working together. So I feel this year that there's going to be lots of opportunities, lots of new beginnings, lots of new directions, but it's not a matter of trying to forge ahead all on your own. It's about working together, taking care of those that are around you, take care of community, take care of your family, take care of those that are around you in that process of moving forward and embracing those opportunities. Last year, we also at the solstice on December 21st, we actually shifted into the age of Aquarius. So that is considered to kind of have started, so to speak. at solstice last year. It was a really powerful time in December. And this is an energy that's going to continue to kind of grow and make itself known, not just across this year, but across quite a few years to come yet. But this will also bring through some more of that powerful new beginning, new energy coming through. I also feel there's a strong spiritual energy that's coming through with that energy of Aquarius as well. So, really just connect to these divinities, connect with your spiritual practices, do meditation, go outside, connect to the earth, do all of those beautiful spiritual practices, or come back to those spiritual practices if you have kind of forgotten them a little bit. Take care of yourself and connect to these things, and know that this is energy that's coming through at the present time. There is, of course, we've had lots of Schumann resonance, huge vibrations coming through. We've also had more recent solar flares, and I really feel that that's going to continue across this year. The energy just kept raising in vibration towards the end of 2020. It hasn't settled really at all. I feel like we're going to keep experiencing lots more energy shifts, lots more of that high vibrational energy. But that's something to embrace. It brings through more connection. It helps us to develop our own intuition, to be able to trust those intuitive messages that are coming through. So really try to trust those things, and like I say, fall back on your spiritual practices, or come back to, or even begin if you haven't begun any spiritual practice yet. Explore that side of yourself, because this is the perfect opportunity to do that, and you'll really find that it will support you going forwards and assist you with whatever life brings before you. So just a few thoughts, what I'm calling, I suppose, my overall advice to keep in mind as we move into 2021. So know that there will be times where we really need to ride the wave and just go with the flow this year. But there will also be those times where we need to stand in our truth and really speak up for ourselves and have strong boundaries. So know there'll be times you'll need to be assertive, but there'll be times you'll just kind of need to flow with things, and otherwise you'll be just banging your head against a brick wall. So really you've got to trust yourself, trust your guidance. And if you find you are trying to stand up for yourself and you are simply just banging your head against a wall, then maybe that is a time where you're just being stubborn and you need to just release and kind of flow for a little bit and see where that takes you. You might just find that you're surprised where it actually leads you. Definitely a year to be calling on goddess energy, to be calling on those divinities, to be following your spiritual practice, doing meditation regularly, calling in for assistance and help with whatever's going on in life. And of course, once again, being thankful. When we're having the good days, having gratitude and being connected and just in that really positive frame and being aware of it's a positive day, there's positive things. I'm thankful just to be alive and breathing, and have whatever it is that is in your life that you're thankful for. Stay heart-centered. This is a really big theme that I found started probably last year or even the year before, but more and more, the more we stay heart-centered, the more I find that intuitive side of us will flow, and then life will flow a little bit easier as well. So do your best to stay heart-centered. When you're finding you're all over the place, try and stop and center yourself and come back into that heart space. Remember your community, whatever that is for you, whether that's just your family, whether it's a few close friends, whatever that means to you. Remember community and take care of yourself. First and foremost, number one priority, but take care of those that are around you, those that are your community this year. Try to be brave and fearless as you approach any opportunities or that you create, any new beginnings in your own life. Try to take that deep breath and go for it, because this is the year where being a bit brave and fearless is going to pay off for you. So trust that intuition. Take a deep breath and dive in where you can. And lastly, I want to remind you that when one door opens, there is always another door. When one door closes, there's always another door that opens for us. Sometimes that door is not in the direction that you are looking. So if you find that things seem to be closing and that everything seems to be ending, well, just be patient. Bring yourself back into that heart space and maybe look outside the box, look outside of where you might normally, because that door opening, that opportunity might just be in a direction that you didn't expect that it would be. It might be more powerful and more positive than you even first thought or could even imagine. So please know that this year, it really has huge potential for us. So do your best to stay positive. Do your best, like I say, bring yourself into some of those practices that are going to help keep you positive and empowered across the year. And I'm really wishing you all the very best for 2021. It has a really good feeling about it. Let's ride this wave together and embrace all that 2021 can bring us.